5 years ago, in front of thousands of pilgrims gathered in St. Peter's Square, Pope Francis declared Cardinal John Henry Newman a saint. A brilliant academic, poet, and theologian, and one of the most charismatic figures of the 19th century, Newman left an indelible mark on his time. Born in England in 1801, he was raised in an Anglican family. At just 24, he was ordained an Anglican priest, serving for over 2 decades as a clergyman and professor at Oxford's Oriel College. A devoted high churchman, he upheld the Anglican Church's continuity with ancient Christian tradition. But how did such a prominent figure in Anglicanism come to embrace the Catholic faith? Together with Father Hermann Geisler, director of the Newman Center in Rome, we explore this pivotal question.
He knew that the Church of Rome was the mother of the Church in England, because who had sent missionaries to England to proclaim the good news? It had been Pope Gregory the Great, of course. So Newman knew that Rome was the mother of the Church of England. But on the other hand, he was convinced, as most Anglicans at that time, that the Pope was the Antichrist and that the Catholic Church was a heretic church, and that they adored, he thought, Our Lady and the saints. So he had mixed feelings.
During his first trip to Italy in 1833, a pivotal event occurred that would mark a turning point in Newman's journey towards Catholicism.
And there he got very sick. He got typhus, and he thought that he would have to die. So he cried out in his delirium, I will not die, because I have not sinned against the light. He could never really explain what he meant by these words, but somehow he had experienced the closeness of God.
In 1833, inspired by Newman, the Oxford movement was founded. Its goal was to highlight the Catholic elements within the English religious tradition and to spark a revival in the Church of England. Newman quickly became a leader of the movement. However, in 1845, after deep study of the Church Fathers and the early centuries of Christianity, Newman came to believe in the errors in Anglicanism and made a life-changing decision to convert to Catholicism.
He wanted to Catholicize the Anglican Communion, but what he realized was that that was not approved by the University of Oxford, where he was professor, and that was not approved by the bishops, the Anglican bishops in England. So he decided to retire in a simple place at the periphery of Oxford, and there for 4 years he studied, he prayed, he fasted, just asking the Lord, show me the way where to go.
Rome was Newman's destiny. By retracing his steps through the Eternal City, we can uncover the path of his vocation, visiting the places where he lived, studied, and prayed. In 1846, Newman's bishop sent him to Rome to prepare for ordination. He entered the Missionary College of Propaganda Fide, located in Piazza di Spagna, as England was then considered a mission country. Newman spent a year there, and at the very beginning of his stay, he had a remarkable encounter.
Already the Pope Pius IX, who was Pope when Newman came to Rome for the second time, he visited Newman even in his college. Imagine, on one day the Pope knocked at his door, and then he opened it. He was amazed that the Pope came to visit him, because Pope Pius IX had heard about Newman, about that convert, and he wanted to ask him how he felt here in Rome. So it was quite special.
In November of 1846, the Oratory of San Filippo Neri at Chiesa Nuova, in the heart of Rome, became Newman's new home. He longed to live in community with other priests while engaging in pastoral ministry, and the Oratory deeply inspired him. After his ordination to the priesthood in Rome in 1847, Newman returned to England and established the English Oratory of San Filippo Neri in Maryvale, Birmingham. Newman's final visit to Rome came in 1879 at the personal invitation of Pope Leo XIII, the newly elected pope. Having previously served as nuncio in Brussels with oversight of church affairs in England, he was well aware of Newman's significant influence in the country.
Pope Leo XIII wanted to create him a cardinal, He called him Il mio cardinale, my cardinal. He knew Newman's story and Newman's influence because he has been nuncio in Brussels for many years, and there he has also been in charge for the development of the church in England.
He knew about Newman's importance, and when he was elected Pope in 1878, he decided immediately to make Newman a cardinal. Il mio cardinale, he always used to say. So Newman first was not very happy because he was afraid that he had to go to Rome then, but he wanted to stay in England. But the Pope then let him know that he could remain, of course, in Birmingham in his oratory, and the Pope just wanted to honor Newman, to honor the Catholic Church in England. So then Newman gladly accepted.
Newman had a unique relationship with the popes and the city of Rome. In a symbolic way, he returned once more 5 years ago when Pope Francis elevated him to sainthood in St. Peter's Square.